Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this NXT January 16th review. I wasn't impressed with this show. I know that's crazy to be coming out of my mouth, who praises NXT week after week. Outside of Johnny Gargano's match with Alberto, this enhancement talent they threw on there that did a very fantastic job with Johnny Gargano and Bianca Belair's promo with Shayna Baszler. The rest of the show just wasn't that big of a deal. We got the show starting off with the Street Profits. Street Profits went up against the Metro Brothers, and it was a good match. I wouldn't say it was crap. That match was also good. The rest of the show after Bianca Belair and Johnny Gargano's match, Keith Lee and Kassius Ohno, I'm sorry, but those two absolutely bored the shit out of me. I can't stand Keith Lee. I don't like Kassius Ohno. I don't like Matt Riddle even. All this hype talk about Matt Riddle this, Matt Riddle that. He was a big talk in the indie scene. I don't see what is so big of a deal about this guy. This guy is not entertaining. He sounds like he belongs on a beach as a surfer, and he needs a joint of marijuana in his mouth to get him. He probably gets that way before he gets on the show anyway. And not that I have anything against somebody that smokes a joint, but I mean, me personally, I think that it's fucking ridiculous that Matt Riddle comes out after the match is over and shows up in a nice suit, basically a button-down shirt with a tie and a nice pair of pants, and then wearing flip-flops. What the hell kind of dress attire is that? Fucking garbage. This Kassius Ohno, Matt Riddle is going south. It's getting boring, stale to the max. I don't like Kassius Ohno. I think he's overplayed. He needs to go take a hike somewhere. He ain't doing nothing for this company. He's not helping build stars either. There's nothing entertaining about Kassius Ohno. I am over this guy. Really, I am. I'm glad they didn't go with Kassius Ohno to be the guy that annihilated Aleister Black backstage to put him out of TV. So I'm glad they didn't go that route. I'm glad they went with Johnny Gargano. I was so wrong for saying that Kassius Ohno was a perfect pick. But quite frankly, it would have made his character a little bit more fresh, a little bit more to reason to what he was doing. He's trying to, show the new stars of professional wrestling in WWE that he's going to kick your ass and put you on the ground. So that would have made sense with his character that he's trying to portray, and also build him up into a really nice heel. But thank God they didn't go that route, because he absolutely sucks. I watched the match with him and Keith Lee. Did not entertain me whatsoever. Did not care. Was looking at my cell phone. Usually during an NXT show, I am not looking at my cell phone at all. Ever. My eyes are keyed on the fucking screen, watching the action and seeing how the show progresses for storylines. Storyline-wise, outside the Women's Championship, a little bit of Johnny Gargano mentioning Ricochet. Outside of Ricochet being mentioned by Johnny Gargano after his match, and Shayna Baszler and what's his face? Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair. Oh yeah, and Tommaso Ciampa. He also threw some words in about how he feels about Aleister Black and that he is the puppet towards Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa's got him on his strings, playing with Aleister Black's head and so forth. So that is basically the whole build that we got for TakeOver. And me, quite frankly, kind of troubles me a little bit. Oh yeah, War Raiders also had a little promo, but I didn't really consider it much. We didn't see anything from Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. I don't even know who the fuck Adam Cole is facing at this TakeOver event. I'm a little concerned about this TakeOver event. In some ways, I'm very happy to see it. I think on paper it's a good show. But storyline-wise, I am not impressed with it. Usually, week after week, they give you really strong build. Going into this 2019 year transition, I haven't been feeling the same way as I did about NXT during 2018, which scares me a little bit because I usually feel very confident with NXT with my professional wrestling entertainment. But lately, I have not been too entertained by what they're doing, which kind of, I hope that doesn't get people hating on my parade or hate my guts for me saying that, and I apologize to anyone that dislikes it, but if you don't, oh well, I'm speaking the truth of how I feel. Now, you may have a different opinion, you have a right to your opinion, but me, quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care if you dislike my opinion. You have a right to dislike my opinion, but don't hate on me because I have a different opinion than you do. Bottom line is, NXT tonight, it was good for a while and then it just died out. And I think that has a lot to do with the lead up to Cassius Ohno and Keith Lee. I think they didn't want to make the show so challenging for these guys to get them across, so they just had a shitbag show. I don't like Keith Lee or Cassius Ohno or Matt Riddle. I don't think they belong in this company. I mean, they don't fit the bill. They just don't. Matt Riddle does not entertain me. I don't think his wrestling moves are any good. I don't think his wrestling attire is nice. I think he's a big ball of boring shit. The guy is not believable as a world heavyweight champion. How he ever made it in the independent wrestling scene is beyond me. I don't know how that motherfucker ever made it as an independent wrestler in the wrestling business. Because I absolutely hate his character. His character is like a No Way Jose without the over-dramatic, retarded comedy act, but he does not have a look that gives me champion. He does not look like a champion to me. He don't come across as a champion. He comes across as a fucking beach bum. That, to me, is not a world champion. Tommaso Ciampa is a world champion to me. The way he portrays his character, and the way he gets pissed off, and the way he acts towards the audience, and the way he performs in the ring, nonetheless, entertains me. Makes me believe he's a worthy champion. Johnny Gargano. Ricochet will be eventually the new NXT World Champion down the line this year. Guaranteed. Bet you it will happen. What else? Aleister Black, most definitely. He is definitely a WWE champion waiting in the ranks. He's a guy that will be WWE champion at some point down the line in his career. Guarantee that. If Vince McMahon fails with Aleister Black, I recommend every fucking independent wrestler who had signed with WWE before AEW showed up, they need to cancel out their contracts after they finish it. Don't re-sign with WWE and go to AEW. Because AEW applies to independent wrestlers who have made wrestling entertaining again. The independent wrestling scene is where it's at. The old school mentality of what wrestling should be. It should be about championships, wins and losses, just like Johnny Gargano says. Wins and losses and championships. That is the independent wrestling the way it is built. Based off of storyline build and trying to get people pissed off or excited about that superstar that's competing for a championship or just in a grudge match nonetheless. That is what we should be getting in professional wrestling. Because the truth of the matter is, guys, they've done everything possible in different combinations of entertaining us with storylines. They have done every storyline known to man that you can possibly think of, unless they go completely out of the box, where it could possibly get them bad publicity. That's the only other thing I can think of. And if you have no chains or restrictions on your creativity, not worried about publicity or PR or whatever, you just care about being new and inventive and different from everything else that you've done with your fucking company to entertain an audience, then by all means, go do it. But quite frankly, within the restriction realm to keep positive PR, they're going to have to stick with what they've been doing. But the thing is, what they have been doing is boring ass shit. The only thing left they can do is go back to the old school way of wrestling. Is make it like it's a sport. Wins, losses, championships, and grudge matches. Not in the sense of like, oh, this one fucked over my wife, she got hit by him, all this dramatical bullshit. Forget about all that. I mean, you can have your screw jobs and all that bullshit to help elevate the tension between two performers. But overall, besides all that, it should be about wins and losses and championships. That's what we get on NXT. But lately, I just have not been really happy with the product. I mean, I'm getting feel of build, and I'm excited, but I'm also not feeling the same way that they were building things before. And that started like that since 2019, but this is just the beginning of the year. We're in like the second or third week of the month in the 2019. So I'm not going to worry about it too much until we really get to that point. But the rest of the show, it was okay. I mean, I'm not going to say it was trash. I mean, God help us, it was way better than fucking SmackDown. SmackDown was the weak link of the entire 3 shows of this week. Bottom line, I watched an hour of SmackDown, could not watch it anymore. I missed fucking Andre Cien and Rey Mysterio's matchup, and I heard it was a fucking off the chain matchup. I'm definitely going to catch that over the weekend, just to catch what I missed during the show, whether it was good or bad. I don't give a fuck. I can always skip through the shit that I'm not interested in watching. But bottom line, this show was definitely better than a SmackDown episode that we saw this past week. It was better than, I don't know, Raw had a good show. I mean, it was still not the Raw that we should be seeing. Raw still needs a lot of improvement. But regardless of all that, Raw did give us some kind of show. SmackDown didn't give us fucking shit. So once again, I have to say, even with all the letdown that this NXT episode for me personally did for me, I still rank NXT as the better show out of the 3 for this week. That's all I gotta say on that. The rest of the show was alright. I mean, I like the promos that help build the matches, but other than that, I really didn't care to watch the matches. The matches didn't really intrigue me all that much. Also, the Forgotten Sons beat up the Street Profits after they won their matchup. That match was a good opener, though, I have to admit that. This Donovan Diachik, he's actually pretty good. He's very stiff in the ring. I definitely see this guy within a year or two being NXT's world champion. I do believe probably within about 4 or 5 years after that, he'll probably be a WWE champion if he's already not decided to leave the fucking company, which I wouldn't blame him because the fucking company is absolutely lame and pathetic. But that's pretty much all I really have to say on this episode. There's really nothing more to say. I mean, the matches were pretty okay or below average. We saw mostly just enhancement talent facing big name superstars or new stars that are on the brand full time, that are trying to boost their name up, get some kind of attention and notice from their moveset and what have you. But anyway, leave your comments and opinions down below. Hit the like button if you liked the video, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And thank you very much for watching. Bye.